Hi, I am Kathy Taylor, and today is day 7 of my 30 days of intentional study, praying, and fasting to hear from God, to hear clearly from God. So, I come on YouTube just to give you a little nugget. And I call it a nugget because it's just a little something, just a little bite sized piece of something until you can get more. So today's nugget is 2020. This is still your year. This is still your year. So there's a lot of stuff happening this year with the pandemic, with deaths, with job loss. There's, you name it. There's so many things that's happening. But 2020 can still be your year. So we're in the month of August, and August is the 8th month of the year. And so I've heard a lot of people talking about the meaning, the symbolism of the number 8, and it means new beginnings. And I wholeheartedly believe in that. Like, this month is going to be something quite different for many people if you believe. So, and when I say if you believe, I am talking about making sure that your faith is on point, that you are really trusting God, you are really believing God, and the trust factor is the big thing. You can't say that you have faith if you don't trust God. That's a part of that. So two things came up that I wrote in my diary today. One is 2020 is still your year, and why is that? I'll say, let me make it very personal. 2020 is still my year, and I make that personal because I am choosing to trust God. I am choosing to take advantage of every opportunity that I have this year and make bold and brave moves because I am trusting God and I am believing that He will stand firm on His promises, and I encourage you to do the same. So, two things that I wrote is I am not afraid because it is well when I speak God's name. So in those times that I am hearing about more things, more drastic things in a negative way about the pandemic, death rising, or job loss, all of those things, it does, if you're not careful, it will make you afraid. But I am not afraid because it is well when I speak His name. So in spite of those things happening, it is still well because I speak His name. And God gives perfect peace. Even in the midst of all the negative things happening, all of the turmoil, all of the things of uncertainty, with God, there is still a perfect peace that exists. And I believe that. The other thing is, I believe, and I will trust Him. One of the things I've been saying for years is, yes, God, I believe you and I trust you. I believe you, Lord, and I trust you, God. I believe you, Lord, and I trust you, God. In those moments that I started getting anxious about a certain thing, that's my phrase. I believe you, Lord, and I trust you, God. I believe you, Lord, and I trust you, God. Because when you believe and you trust, then that gives you the boldness to move forward in spite of things happening. And that's why I say 2020 can still be your year, and 2020 is still my year. So from my book, The Diary of a Grown-Up, I'm just going to read a short passage for you to hopefully remind you about trusting, why you should still trust God. It says, God has a way of connecting with us on an individual level. He knows how to get our attention according to how He created us. He is willing to use a humorous phrase, a creative passage, or something else to get our attention. He promised to go to the end of the earth for us all because He loves us all. He promised, guys. He promised. And sometimes at night, or when I am in feeling some kind of way of something, or feeling really nervous or scared about something, I have to remember his promises. And but just like the little kid, but you promised me, God, you would take care of this. And I have to believe that. So again, that's why I believe that 2020 is still my year. 2020 is still your year. And let me just leave you with this phrase from God. God says, trust me. I know what I'm doing. Love God. And the reason why I believe that is because in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, the Amplified Version says, trust and rely confidently on the Lord with all your heart, and do not rely on your own insight or understanding. In all your ways, know and acknowledge and recognize him, and he will make your path straight and smooth, removing obstacles that block your way. So again, 2020 is still your year, because all of the obstacles, it says right here, because God will make your path straight and smooth, removing obstacles that block your way. So if you are trusting him and believing and moving boldly forward, then those obstacles that are blocking your way will be moved, because he promised to. He promised, and he's not a man that he could lie, right? So that's what I will leave you with tonight. 2020 is still your year, if you trust and believe. All right, I hope that helps. Hope it serves as a great reminder for you. Just a little nugget, something for you until you can get more. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. And please tell a friend as well. I appreciate your support. And take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.